You guys want to ask these guys some questions? Yeah? Anybody from the audience? That's killer. That's really good. Yeah, right in the middle.
Hi, my question is for Kristen. What exactly, did you have any prior horseback riding experience before this? Or did you have to learn exactly for this movie?
I fell off a horse once and hurt myself really badly. I broke and dislocated my elbow when I was like 9. And I was really, really not happy about having to do all that, but it's one of those things. I just had to not think about it because I wanted so badly to do this. It was just like, all right, well, if I perish by horse, that's all good. I went for it. So no, that was it. That was.
Next up, somebody with a question?
Yeah, okay, so my question's for Charlize. I recently saw your turn in a young adult, big fan. And I wonder, how do you channel this, like, this darkness, this inner darkness in you? Like, I don't Prometheus now, Snow White, this is probably my favorite one. How do you channel that, like, to get that on the screen? Because, you know, you're playing evil really well.
That's because I'm a bitch. No, thank you, first of all, that's so sweet. Someone was saying to me, I had come off the young adult press tour and I was doing some press for this, and then Prometheus snuck in there and somebody said, you know, you've been playing a lot of evil, may I say, bitchy characters, and we came to the conclusion that Picasso had his blue period and that this is my bitch period.
My question's for Kristen. Did you like playing a different kind of Snow White?
Yeah, I mean, I think essentially we are pretty true to who she is. Brass tacks, you know, fundamental character traits. We definitely respect. I mean, that's what the story is. That's who she is. But like what I was really excited about in this case, I knew as soon as I read the script and I talked to Rupert that it wasn't. We weren't just playing archetypes. We weren't just playing like the framework of these people. We were actually going to be given the chance to find who they were and why, and that changes her right off the bat because she's just being thought about a little bit. And yeah, I'm very excited to do that. He's like, what?
Oh, wait.
Hi, my question's for Kristen, and I just wanted to know how you feel about playing such a take charge, badass version of Snow White as opposed to the damsel in distress you always play.
Hey now. Yo,
She's asking for a fight.
She's asking for it. I can have a full-on Twilight conversation right now, but I'm not going to do that. I will refrain from being like, actually.
Stay with me, grab the go this way.
That being badass. It was awesome. I loved. Like I said, I love what drives her. It's not. It doesn't feel like aware of the fact that it's badass. It never was like, you know. I mean, I've always been interested in doing. Just because I like them, I've always wanted to do like a fucking badass action movie because they're cool. But then this was like, I could get behind it on so many other levels, and the reason I've never really been able to do things that are just thoughtlessly badass and strong and whatever is always because it doesn't make sense, and this just made so much sense, and I felt so strongly. And it's like, my favorite thing about her is that she's endowed with so much, and there's so much inside her. It's like, she's brimming. She doesn't always necessarily know why, and I can, you know, in so many different like parts of my life can relate to that and love that about her, and like, you know, yeah. So it was cool to have that all behind kicking the shit out of someone. Do you know what I mean? It's like.
Yeah, Kristen's very explosive in action. She sprints like a 100-meter sprinter. She doesn't run like that. So she keeps up with the men. In fact, she, as you saw, she's the one knocking more men out than the other way around. This is a tough movie, but there's some tough girls in charge.
We've got time for a few more. What's up, dude?
Hi, my name is Harrison, and for Christian, I was wondering if it was any different from switching to Twilight to Snow White.
Yeah, I mean, she thinks you're adorable. You should know that. You should remember that.
Adorable. You single? I think you're adorable.
He's waiting for his answer.
Totally. Everything that I've ever done always feels really different. That's a tough question for me always because it's like a really boring answer. Twilight was such a. It was very much its own. I mean, I remember my life kind of in segments of how I break them down from movies, and that was a really extended period of my life, and it was like, you know, very much its own thing, and I love that character, and Snow White couldn't be farther from it, and I'm glad that it's like feeling big in scale, because now it's like, oh, I get to really kind of, I would love to, you know, I would love to look back and remember Snow White as long as Twilight. I mean, I'd love to like do more.
We've got time for.
Call me whenever you break up.
10 years, that guy's gonna be so mad at himself. All right. We got time for a few more. What's up, man?
Hi. First off, that looked fantastic, and I had a question. I noticed there was Nick Frost and Toby Jones playing dwarves, and I was wondering why you didn't go with little actors and went with regular-sized people and shrunk them, and also Charlize, I am single.
Well done.
The reason we used big actors and shrunk them was because Tarzan had got all the real dwarfs for the other movies, so we had to use big ones and shrink them. Early on, I think I wanted to use great British actors. I was trying to make a gangster film before this that fell through, so I was like, I'm definitely going to get them in the next film I do, and this was 8 of them, and they're Bob Hoskins, Ray Winston, I mean, The Long Good Friday, Sexy Beast, I mean, these are British gangsters, but little.
Rupert, I'm a big fan of your commercials and your short films, and I was wondering what drew you to this project for your first feature?
I think the scale of it really, and the opportunity to take a well-known property and turn it into something very different. It was a good opportunity to work with a very rich story, a very well-known story. And there's so much in that story that's so relevant today, and I think what the actors did so brilliantly was they took those fairy tale characters and they made them real, and they made them grounded, and they made them believable. So as a storyteller, it had, you know, a visual side of the world, but also an incredibly emotive storyline, which you know, the narrative for me is what everything bleeds off. So without a good story, you're just making wallpaper, and I didn't want to make wallpaper.
Was it fun to be in the movie?
Yes. So much fun. It's amazing that we get to do this. Like, does it look like we're having fun? Yeah? Yeah, we get to play. We get to put crowns on our heads and scream at people. And play mean. It's amazing. It's the greatest job ever. You're welcome.
I think maybe time for 2 more here.
Hi, Snow White's based off of a fairy tale, and there's so many variations. I was wondering if you guys researched those variations, or how much of it did you make it your own?
Oh my God.
I actually did a lot of research. I read those 7 pages about 6 times, and I thought, it's a pretty good story, you know, I didn't need to read any more. It was by the Grimm's brothers, they're the ones who like everyone knows, and then, yeah, it seems, you know, I think, yeah, that's about it. It was a lot of research in those half an hours that I
He did give me a book once. He gave me Joan of Arc, and I think it was because he didn't want to read it, and then I didn't read it. But
We'll do research
felt it.
soon. Next one will be.
I watched The Shining.
On that note, I think we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for hanging out with the cast of Snow White and the Huntsman. Be sure to check it out this summer. Rupert, Charlize, Kristen, thank you guys so much. Thank you, WonderCon.
Charlize could be on